I'm Angela Myers, artist, and this is Mary Jo.
Very good. Very good. You've been practicing.
Yes, I have. She's a programming consultant and resident liaison at Boston Arts. And we're here to talk about the meaning of our new group show, which is called Art Form of Worship. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you for allowing us in your space. Would you mind telling us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm an artist in Memphis, Tennessee, and my signature medium is beads.
Yes.
I use a lot of beads in my work. I sort of consider them a type of paint. I also have a printmaking practice and a sewing practice, and I realized recently that I have a habit of not being an expert at anything necessarily, like printmaking, but using it for my own means, just fit in and not having the constraints.
I think we all do at some point. Very cool. Well, thank you. Thanks so much for letting us come today. And so the purpose of this interview is to get your perspective. We want to know, we want you to be very candid, because we just want to kind of know what you think. So the show is called Art Form of Worship, and it'll be comprised of 4 artists. So that's April Wright, Danielle Sierra, A. Beth Rice, and myself. And we are all ardent followers of Jesus, and we view our art form. We view our art as a form of worship. So I understand that the gospel has not been a serious subject in Western art since maybe the 18th century, and the church usually just only recognizes singing and dance maybe as worship. So we're looking to explore the space between art and church and where it intersects for us personally as a way of worship. I just have a couple questions for you to start. Okay, so do you find it problematic to display art that glorifies Jesus Christ in a secular gallery?
No, absolutely not. I mean, religion and art have a long history together. And a lot of art is about self-expression. And if faith is an important part of your world, why would that not be important?
So would it influence your aesthetic choice in liking a piece of art to find that it's Christ-centered?
Maybe. Honestly, I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist. I respect all religions and everybody's opinion about things. I think that the work that draws me can have, it's not the religion that's a part of it. I like work that challenges me and has maybe moral connotations. I think I prefer work that discusses morals rather than faith. The faith part is difficult for me to relate to, regardless of having respect for that.
Okay, so what do you think when you hear the words Christian? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Actually, I think it's a really interesting genre, and I think it's something that is that I see more in Memphis that I haven't seen before, and I think that's really exciting. I've seen a couple of different artists, yourself included, that's an important part of their practice. In that there's an artist named Mary Jo Karimnia, a local woman that is, makes coloring books about the gospel and things like that. And I just think that that's really terrific. We all need that. Art is very personal. Yeah. Art is personal, and your personal self comes out in that. And I think it's interesting that maybe at this point in the world that this is maybe coming to the forefront again. I don't know about the forefront, because my only experience with Christian-based art really is here in Memphis. That's not
Bible Belt too.
Well, right, that's true. So I don't really know how widespread this is. When I think of traditional Christian art, I think of paintings of Jesus or paintings of his life and things like that, like you were talking about from hundreds of years ago. But I think it's really interesting that artists are exploring this from a new direction.
Because that's one thing that we really, I think each one of us in this show have a different way of expressing it. But it's just, like you said, it's part of our self-expression, it's part of who we are as people. So it comes out in what we do.
Right.
So, very good, thank you. So how closely does the meaning of the artist's work need to reflect your own paradigm in order for you to enjoy viewing it?
I need to have some sort of an end, like whatever that is, and I don't like dogma. I don't like art that dictates to me. I like art that respects me as a viewer, that will allow me to come as a viewer to to bring my own experience to it. So I like things that like ask questions instead of give answers, and this is something that I've discovered about myself, like over a long period of like viewing artwork and asking myself. I also know that if I have a really strong feeling about something, like sometimes there's work that I just really hate at first, that this is actually like I take this as a cue that I need to explore that a little bit more. And so generally that's what I do. And I've had, work that really challenges me, that I really felt strongly about, like disliking in the beginning, that after more exploration, flips and becomes my favorite stuff.
Okay, good deal. Okay, that's good. I mean, everybody, I guess, when you look at pieces, I know I have had the same experience too. You stand before a piece, I don't have to know who the artist is, I don't have to know what it's about, but if it calls me, because art has a way of doing that to people. So
Yeah, as someone who doesn't come from a Christian faith, like I sort of have to have another in, like for me. And I think that that's another thing that I really like is art that has a lot of different layers to it. Like it's not only about necessarily, one thing or one, it's not a flash in the pan.
yeah, I try to do that as well. In my practice, I use a lot of color, and the color has meaning to me, but it may not necessarily have the same meaning for other people, and that's okay. So I'm just trying to, as I express myself in my work, it's not so much. I mean, the viewer has the opportunity, because I'm an abstract person, so the viewer has the opportunity to approach the work in whatever sphere they come from. And that's important as well. Okay. So that's really all I have, honestly. It's very, very short. This is all I need. Yeah, I appreciate you. I mean, it's just great. Thanks for being open. Thanks for being honest. Thank you for just being yourself, because you're awesome. And I enjoyed your talking
I
today.
really support what you guys are doing. I think that this is a great thing, and put it out there. And I think it's a really interesting like subgenre that's coming out. So yeah, go ladies. Thank you.
So, was tell them our form of worship will be the opening reception will be across town hours Thursday, September 29th from 6 to 10 p.m. And the gallery talk will follow on that Saturday, October 1st from 2 to 4. And we thank you so much for letting us come into your space, and thank you for being part of this. I look forward to it. Right, that's it.